Chris Paul, Clippers guard, gold medalist, and now the proud father of a baby girl. How are you, Chris?
Hey, I'm doing all right, Dan. First, I want to apologize about the other day. I've had somewhat of a busy week.
You don't have any reason to apologize. I just had to tell Fritzy to stop calling you because I knew that you were ready to, your wife was going to deliver. So congratulations on the baby. More emotional seeing your baby girl or winning the gold medal?
Definitely seeing my baby girl. I have a son who's 3, so I was a little hesitant about this girl thing, but everybody's been telling me what changes your life. Chauncey Billups has 3 daughters, so, he's been giving me some pointers.
I got 3 daughters, too.
Oh, man.
I will say this, though. The girls always stay with you, Chris. You know, your son will leave, but your daughters will always be there for you. And they'll tell you everything going on in their life. They love to talk. They're great company.
That's good because, she'll be marrying me one of these days.
But this is what Barkley said. If you kill the first guy who comes over to date your daughter, then word will get around. So
exactly. Well, that's my plan.
Tired from the Olympics? Tired from, being in the delivery room? You seem a little spent.
No, I'm good. It's definitely been a whirlwind. It's definitely been a blessing. The Olympics, it's funny, when you're over in London, you almost forget that everyone here at home is watching, because we're all in a hotel and we're just together all day, every day. And when you get here and you realize how many people actually watch the games and everywhere you go, everyone says congratulations, it's pretty special. But you almost forget that just a few days ago you were over in London competing in the Olympics.
Did you realize that your backdoor cut hoop had Coach K showing his vertical?
I didn't. I actually got an opportunity to finally see it yesterday. My wife told me about it after the game, and a couple friends texted me about it, but that is hilarious. Coach called me last night, but obviously I was busy. So I'm going to call him today and give him a hard time about that because you couldn't even tell he got off the ground.
I was going to say, could you compare his hops to anybody in the NBA?
Not in the NBA, probably to my son.
And he's 3?
Yeah.
That whole process, though, did you have a roommate at the Olympics?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you guys roomed. Who did you bond with that you didn't previously have a relationship or a strong relationship with?
Let me think. Who I didn't know as well until the Olympic experience was Russell Westbrook. You know what I mean? Was Russ, and we actually ended up, going to different events together. Met his parents. He was a great guy. So same thing with Kevin Love. Those are 2 great guys that I'd never really been around that much. And me and Russ got pretty close on the trip.
How surprised were you that the gold medal game was that close?
I wasn't surprised at all. If you guys remember from 2008, we played Spain in the pool play games, won by 20, 25 points, and only won by 8 in the finals.
Yeah, when I was watching, I saw you guys play against France. I saw a couple of the games, and then I saw with Spain, and that front line was pretty good, but with the Gasols. But I just didn't know if they had enough perimeter play. I thought you were the best player on the floor second half of that game. And one thing that Coach K said is he wanted to get you guys to not be unselfish as much as be yourself on the floor. How tough was that to still be yourself, but also in sort of a team-like effort there?
It's tough, and what I said about the whole experience is you would rather have the issue of guys being too unselfish rather than having the guys being too selfish. If Coach had to come in the locker room and say, man, y'all pass the ball, everybody's out here ball hogging, then we would have had a problem. But everyone fell into their roles, and at the beginning of the trip, Coach told us, don't leave your ego at the door, bring your ego in, and that's what made our team so special, and that's what makes Coach K such a great coach because he has an ego just like us as players.
Chris Paul, the Clippers point guard, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Yeah, but when you were in college, what did you think of Coach K?
Let's just say we didn't get along.
You didn't like him, he didn't like you, or you didn't like
Not
Duke?
at all. Either. No, not at all. And what's funny is that some of the practices, me, Coach K, Chris Collins, Wojo, we would have conversations about, back in the day. But at that time, we didn't know each other. The only thing that we knew was that they were on the other bench.
Did he yell at you guys at all?
When?
During practice?
At times, not really during practice. At games he'd get a little fired up if we wasn't defending enough. But the great thing about our team is that it was complete with professionals. You never had to tell somebody to work hard. And we used to mess with Anthony Davis all the time. We picked on him in the locker room a couple times because we asked him how sweet is it to fall into this team, to fall into this situation fresh out of college, to come right into the best team he'll ever play on.
But you also punked him a little bit, didn't you? You guys had some fun with him. You hazed him?
Always. But he's such a great guy, great kid. He comes from a great family. And I tell you, if anybody ever says something bad about or says he did something wrong, I'm not believing it because he's just too nice. But what we did was it was Wojo's birthday on the trip, and we made sure AD sang happy birthday to him.
I go back to the Hornets-Lakers trade from last year. Did you buy any Laker gear?
I sure did not.
Did you come close to it?
I didn't. You've been around this league long enough to know that nothing is final until it's final. So,
did you tell anybody you were going to the Lakers?
No, everything was on SportsCenter and on ESPN and on Twitter as everything else is.
Finish this sentence. If the commissioner of the NBA owned the Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard would be where?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one.
You know where he would be. Your daughter knows the answer, and she was just born.
I honestly don't know. So.
Look, they wouldn't let you go to the Lakers, and because they're worried about New Orleans. Dwight Howard goes to the Lakers. They got to be worried about Orlando, but they don't own Orlando.
I'm just listening. I don't know the answer to any of this.
You're not going to get in trouble.
No, I don't know. I'm just happy and thankful for where I am now.
The best point guard in Los Angeles is who?
Well, I'm a little biased.
Okay. You got Steve Nash in town. You got to respect your elders.
It's going to be exciting, I'll tell you that much. Where do you live, Dan?
I live in New York and Connecticut.
Well, I'm telling you, if you can get to Los Angeles, that's the place to be because there's going to be some exciting basketball there this year.
I think it's going to be great. I wish you guys would have done a little bit more with your roster. Lakers are loading up here.
Yeah, we'll be just fine.
Yeah, well, but they're bringing in a lot of guys here, and plus you bring in Nash and Dwight Howard, and it just seems like they're making one final run there for Kobe. You're not nervous?
No, why? Why should I be? At the end of the day, you got to play the game. And when we got to the Olympics, if you looked at our roster, you could have just gave us the medal, but you have to play the games, and that's what makes it so exciting. Do
you realize, how do you think the media would have reacted if you lost the gold medal game?
Man, good thing we don't have to worry about that one. You know what made our team bond so much and what made the experience that much sweeter was the 06 experience, 2006. I had an opportunity to be a part of the team in the World Championships that lost to Greece. And then we had Bron and Melo, those guys that played in 04 that had lost in Athens in the Olympics. So we had guys on our team that knew what it was like to come back home and see what it felt like. And that's why if you saw us right before the fourth quarter, we all huddled up. And it's me, KD, Bron, Kobe, and all of us. And I said we worked way too hard and played too many games to come here and come up short now.
How does the gold medal compare to possibly winning an NBA title?
I tell people all the time, I don't have an NBA championship to compare it to, but there is nothing greater for me right now than having this gold medal because this is the biggest and best team you'll ever play on. When you're at the Olympics, anytime you see someone walk by with a USA T-shirt or anything on, you just give them 5. You just feel like you're on the biggest team that you've ever been on in life, and there's no greater feeling than knowing how many people you represent. Because if I win an NBA championship, everyone in Los Angeles is going to be happy. But New York, Chicago, everybody's going to be mad. When you win a gold medal, everybody's on the same team.
Best player in the world is who?
I'm a little biased on that one, too.
Wait, am I talking to the best player in the world?
I would like to think, so...
If you
ask little Chris that, he's definitely going to say. Well, no, he'll probably say somebody else.
You think your son would say LeBron?
Probably.
But do you? I love that you feel that way because you played that way. Certainly in the second half. The fascination with LeBron James. You've seen Kobe at his peak. Now you see LeBron moving into center stage there. Compare those two. Man,
I tell you, and Kobe is unbelievable. And I think we was playing against France, and we were walking in at halftime, and I told him the guy that was guarding him the best that he possibly could. I mean, Cole tried to go right, the guy cut him off. He tried to go left, the guy cut him off, and Cole faded away on the baseline. And the guy had his hand all in his face, and I told him, like, that's a crazy shot. You know, and what he can do with the ball is crazy. He can score anytime he wants to, and everyone says he's getting older, but he's just getting better, you know. And Bron is just a freak of nature, you know. At 6'9", 265, 270, he can do anything with the ball that I can do as a point guard, and the same thing that Pau Gasol or any of those guys can do.
If you could take one trait from anybody on the Olympic team, what trait would you take it from? Who would you take it from?
Oh, man, I need that athleticism. I probably need that athleticism that either LeBron has or the explosiveness that Russell Westbrook has. That's something that's crazy, too.
With a game against France, and to see Westbrook, now we look at LeBron as being a freak. Russell Westbrook is scary athletic.
Yeah. Like when he's out there on the court and the other guys were on the bench, we're constantly talking basketball when we're watching the game. And, you know, the person that you can't make a comment around is James Harden, by the way. Anytime you pay another player a compliment, James Harden going to give you a hard time.
Why?
It's just like that with him. So if he's listening to this, he's going to be texting me talking junk, first of all, because he doesn't like anybody to compliment anyone else. But sitting there watching the game, Russ's explosiveness is something that's, you can't compare it to anybody else.
Where's the gold medal right now?
The gold medal is actually at the hospital.
So your wife has the gold medal?
Yeah, it's in the room. My son, when I got home and he saw my gold medal, Daddy, I want it. And so he took it and he's swinging it around, about to hit every wall in the house. So my wife and my mom went and got him a little gold medal made that says London 2012 on the back, basketball, and it has a purple ribbon. So.
And baby's still in the hospital?
Yep, baby's still in the hospital.
She doing well?
Mom and baby doing well. Yes, sir.
Good. Hey, congrats on certainly the baby girl and the gold medal performance, and we appreciate you calling in.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Dan. I really appreciate it.
All right, buddy. That's Chris Paul, Clippers point guard.